Hello, welcome back to my channel Christian Faith and Fiction. My name's Lou and I've got my giant mug of coffee and I'm ready to discuss some of the Christian fiction new releases that are coming out in November. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, liked, commented or even shared my videos. I really appreciate that. These are all the books that I have managed to find, but if you found any more and you are excited about reading them in November, or that are coming out in November, then please do add them down in the comments. Also, let me know which ones you are most interested in reading. So straight in, historical fiction. The first one I have is Lost in Darkness by Mehl Griep, and this releases on the 1st of November. And I'm just going to read out the first paragraph of the descriptions. Even if there be monsters, there is none so fierce as that which resides in a man's own heart. Enchanting Regency-era Gothic romance intertwined with inspiration from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Travel writer Amelia Balfour's dream of touring Egypt is halted when she receives news of a revolutionary new surgery for her grotesquely disfigured brother. This could change everything, and it does, in the worst possible way. As Dawn Breaks by Kate Breslin releases on the 2nd of November. Amid the Great War in 1918 England, munitions worker Rosalind Graham is desperate to escape the arranged marriage being forced on her by her ruthless guardian, and instead follow her own course. When the Chilwell factory explodes, killing hundreds of unidentified workers, Rose realises the world believes she perished in the disaster. Seizing the chance to escape, she risks all and assumes a new identity, taking a supervisory position in Gretna, Scotland as Miss Tilly Lockhart. Every Word Unsaid by Kimberly Duffy releases on the 2nd of November. Augusta Traverse has spent the last 3 years avoiding the stifling expectations of New York society and her family's constant disappointment. As the nation's most fearless and reviled colonist, Gussie travels the world with her Kodak camera and spins stories for women unable to leave hearth and home. But when her adventurous nature lands her in the middle of a scandal at the worst possible moment, she's forced to leave America entirely. Arriving in India, she expects only a nice visit with childhood friends, siblings Catherine and Gabriel, and adventures that will further her career. Instead, she finds herself facing a plague epidemic, confusion over Gabriel's sudden appeal, and the realization that what she wants from life is changing. The Lost Dutchman's Secret by Rebekah Jones releases on the 2nd of November, and this is the 5th book in the Ever After Mysteries series. There's a deadly secret in them there hills, and gold, or so they say. Deeply in debt to a wealthy local, Charles Sinclair, Dorothy Hodges' father, finally promises she'll pay in gold, no less. If only Dorothy could take the promises he spins out of thin air and turn them into that gold, all would be well. When Charles Sinclair ends up dead, Dorothy is the obvious prime suspect, but Sinclair's son isn't so certain. So this is a historical murder mystery retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. And then the next book in the series is The Nutcracker's Suite by Chautona Havig, and that releases on the 26th of November. Time to Dance Sugar Plum. When Mob King Mario Topo's enforcer goes missing after a body is found in his hotel suite, the race is on. Police and mobsters alike are after Natalie, and he who finds Niccolo first might determine the enforcer's fate. A painter at the Myers Toys factory, Clara Stahl, knows something is strange about the way so many men come and go through Mr. Myers' office. And this is a retelling of the Nutcracker Suite, again a murder mystery, set in the 1920s. In mystery and suspense, Deadly Target by Elizabeth Goddard is book 2 in the Rocky Mountain Courage series, and this releases on the 2nd of November. Criminal psychologist Erin Larson's dreams of a successful career come to a screeching halt when she nearly loses her own life in a boating accident on Puget Sound, and then learns that her mother tried to commit suicide. She leaves her job as a criminal psychologist to care for her mother in Montana. At least she is able to produce her podcast, which focuses on solving missing persons cold cases. Deadfall by Nancy Mehl is the second book in the Quantico Files series, and this also releases on the 2nd of November. After facing the demons from her past, Alex Donovan is ready to move on and focus on her career at the FBI's Elite Behavioral Analysis Unit, BAU, when renowned profiler and BAU co-founder John Davis is found dead in his hotel room. The FBI is called in to work on the strangest case they've ever faced. How do you find a killer who murders his victims without touching them? Lights Out by Natalie Walters releases on the 2nd of November. CIA analyst Bryn Taylor developed a new program to combat terrorism, and she invited members of foreign intelligence agencies to America to foster cooperation between countries. Now one of them, Egyptian spy Raymond Riyad, is missing. Crosshairs by Patricia Bradley is the third book in the Natchez Trace Park Rangers series, and this releases again on the 2nd of November. Investigative Services Branch ISB Ranger Ainsley Beaumont arrives in her hometown of Natchez, Mississippi, to investigate the murder of a 3-month pregnant teenager. While she wishes the visit was under better circumstances, she never imagined that she would become the killer's next target, nor that she'd have to work alongside an old flame. In romance, Stand By Me by Pat Simmons releases on the 2nd of November, and this is the third book in the Family is Forever series. When it comes to being a caregiver, Kim Nicely has been there and done that. Then she met Charles Chaz Banks and soon learns that every caregiving situation is different. Chaz takes care of his 7-year-old autistic granddaughter, Chauncey. Although Kim's attraction to Chaz is strong, she has to decide whether a romantic relationship can survive and thrive between two people at different stages in life. It's a journey with a different set of rules that Kim has to play by if she and Chaz are to have their happily ever after and the faith and family they envision. And then Like a Silver Bell by Lindsay Harrel is the third Christmas novella in the Port Willis romance series, and that releases on the 23rd of November. Cara Elise Gentry's trust in men is shattered, especially wealthy ones, but after spending 7 years as the wife of a powerful CEO, a praiseworthy man on the outside but a monster behind closed doors, who can blame her? Now 3 years after finding the courage to leave him, Cara is trying to make a life for herself and her young daughter. She's moving forward, working a job she loves at Boston-based New Dawn Women's Council, the very non-profit that made her second chance possible. That job lands her overseas in the quaint village of Port Willis just 2 weeks before Christmas. As the special events coordinator for New Dawn's main office in Boston, Cara is overseeing the fundraiser that will help to finance and launch their London office. And in fantasy and sci-fi, Recorder by Cathy McCrumb releases on the 9th of November. The consortium is all, but Recorder can no longer obey. Recorder has no family, no friends and no name. Donated to the consortium before birth, her sole purpose is to maintain and verify the records. A neural implant and drone ensure compliance, punishing for displays of bias. Suddenly cut off from controlling technology, Recorder tastes what it means to be human, but if the consortium discovers her feelings, everyone she knows will be in danger. I have another book to add into that section, and the author Alexa Loftus contacted me to let me know that her book, I think it's her, Elizabeth and the Time Travel Car, is coming out in November. I can't find any details about this as of the time of recording this, but if I find any more, I'll add them down in the description. But there you go, I'm giving you a shout out. And a book that's coming out in a kind of true life section is Carved in Ebony by Jasmine L. Holmes, releasing on the 2nd of November. And this is, I believe this is true life stories. So through the lives of Elizabeth Freeman, Nanny Helen Burroughs, Anna Amanda Berry Smith, Marmee Till and others, author and speaker Jasmine Holmes, shares the significant role that black women have played in the formation of our faith and are playing in our formation as modern-day women of faith. As these historical figures take the stage with Holmes, you will be inspired by what the stories of these women can teach us about education, birth, privilege, and so much more. So I believe this is a book sharing stories of, like, historical stories of black women. So those are the books that I've managed to find. As I said, if you know any more, please do add them down in the comments and let me know if any of those are ones that you might think of reading in the future. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a really great reading week. Until next time, God bless. Bye.